In 2010, a camera crew paid a surprise visit to an Indonesian prison and captured something that sparked international outrage. But before I show you what they found, let me introduce you to the prisoner at the heart of this scandal, Arita Suriana. Arita, a wealthy businesswoman, was sentenced to 5 years for bribing a government official. But even behind bars, her wealth kept her comfortable. Instead of facing the harsh reality of prison life, Arita used her money to transform her cell into a luxurious suite. Yes, the woman jailed for bribery continued bribing her way to comfort. She paid off the prison warden and guards, turning her grimy cell into a 5-star pad. When a local TV station got wind of it, they decided to drop in unannounced, and what they found was shocking. Arita's 64-square-meter cell was more like a luxury hotel room, complete with a flat-screen TV, king-sized bed, private bathroom, and even a karaoke machine. She had 3 maids at her beck and call, unlimited visitors, and regular beauty treatments right in her cell. When Indonesians saw this footage, they were furious. But while Arita had to bribe her way to luxury, some prisons around the world are designed to cater to the ultra-rich from the start. In this video, we'll take you inside 7 of the world's most luxurious prisons. You'll hear about inmates who use helicopters to commute, pay fellow prisoners a salary, and even spend millions on prison art. Whether built for luxury or renovated to accommodate wealthy inmates, these prisons redefine what it means to do time. Let's start with a prison that feels more like a vacation resort than a place of punishment. 7. The Bastoy prison in Norway. Bastoy prison in Norway is anything but typical. Located on an island, the only way to reach it is by ferry, and the ferry is operated by the prisoners themselves. Nestled about an hour from Norway's capital, Bastoy Island is a slice of paradise, home to one of the country's most beautiful beaches. At Bastoy, trust and responsibility are key. Inmates describe life here as living in a village, a close-knit community on Oslo Fjord. Prisoners can walk by the sea, take a swim, and live in shared apartments with no barbed wire or high walls in sight. With around 115 inmates, Bastoy feels more like a summer camp than a prison. Every day, inmates receive 1 meal in the dining hall and are given money each month to buy food from the island store for their other meals. They're also paid about £6 a day for work they do around the island. In their free time, they fish, swim, and enjoy the beach. Some are even allowed to leave the island for an 18-day vacation each year to visit the mainland, just 4 kilometers away. But Bastoy isn't without rules. The 3 golden rules are simple: no violence, no alcohol, and no drugs. While Bastoy is a luxury prison, it's not reserved for the wealthy. Although many millionaire criminals seek to be sent here, the government aims to keep it accessible to all who qualify, regardless of their wealth. However, while Bastoy strives for fairness, the next prison on our list does the exact opposite. It was designed to provide a luxury experience for just 1 inmate, a billionaire's son, while the rest of the prisoners were left in overcrowded, dirty cells. 6. Tenang Prison in Indonesia. In Indonesia, most prisoners sleep on hard cement floors in overcrowded cells. But when billionaire playboy Tommy Suharto did his time, his experience was far from typical. For Tommy, life in prison was more like a stay in a luxury hotel. His cell was air-conditioned, with a television and a garden view. To understand why Tommy received such special treatment, you need to know 2 things. First, Tommy is the youngest son of a former Indonesian dictator who ruled the country for 32 years, amassing billions in stolen state funds. Tommy grew up rich and spoiled. Second, despite his privileged background, Tommy was sentenced to 15 years in prison for hiring hitmen to murder a Supreme Court judge. Unfortunately for him, his father was no longer in power when he committed the crime, so even his family's wealth and influence couldn't keep him out of prison. While behind bars, Tommy was treated like royalty. His cell had a soft carpet to keep his feet off the cold ground, and he was allowed to use a helicopter for regular outings to visit his many girlfriends. Tommy's jail cell was more like a small apartment with 3 rooms, an entrance hall, a bedroom, and a bathroom. He had a 21-inch TV, a stash of instant noodles, fresh bed sheets, and an expensive bathroom with ceramic floor tiles. The view from his cell overlooked a lovely yard with a fish pond. Meanwhile, other inmates at the same prison were crammed into cells with up to 10 people. But the next prison on our list is nothing like this. Even though its inmates are hardened criminals, you'll be amazed at how luxurious and comfortable this prison is. 5. Holden Fangel Prison in Norway. Holden Fangel Prison in Norway is unlike any jail you've ever heard of. Nestled deep in the forest, it looks more like a fairy tale retreat than a maximum security prison. Behind me is what many call the world's most humane maximum security prison, no razor wire in sight. Yet no prisoner has ever tried to escape, and violent incidents are rare. The prison's philosophy is simple. Everyone inside will one day be released and become someone's neighbor. One thing that sets Holden Fangel apart is its deep connection to nature. The architects designed the prison to feel more like a retreat, where inmates can breathe fresh air and enjoy the beauty of the natural world. But it's not just the scenery that makes Holden unique. The government spent $15 million and took 10 years to build this prison, paying attention to every detail as if they were designing a luxury resort. A Norwegian artist was even paid $1 million to paint a mural on the prison wall, depicting a prisoner using a ball and chain as a shot put. Holden Fangel houses only 252 inmates, each with their own private cell, complete with a mini fridge, flat-screen TV, and private bathroom. The windows don't have bars, allowing plenty of sunlight to stream in. The cell blocks feature a full kitchen, big screen TV, and laundry room. Inmates even have their own keys. The guards don't carry weapons and often play sports with the inmates, with half of the staff being women believed to create a calmer atmosphere. There's even a special house where inmates can spend overnight visits with their families. Many people criticize Holden Fangel for being too luxurious, especially since most of the inmates are dangerous criminals who have committed serious crimes. But those in charge argue that the prison was designed this way to focus on human rights and respect. It's no surprise that the ultra-rich are doing everything they can to get transferred here. But when it comes to luxury prisons, we can't forget La Catedral, the only time in history a criminal built his own prison. 4. La Cathedral in Colombia. In the late 1980s, Pablo Escobar was the world's richest and most infamous drug lord. But with his immense wealth came unwanted attention, and both the US and Colombian governments were determined to capture him. After years on the run, Escobar grew tired of evading the authorities and demanded to negotiate his own surrender. His terms: the creation of a special prison where he could serve his sentence in comfort and safety. The Colombian government agreed, and in 1991, La Catedral was built. But La Catedral was no ordinary prison. It was more like a luxurious mansion in the mountains of Medellin. Designed by Escobar himself, it quickly earned the nicknames Club Medellin and Hotel Escobar because it offered maximum comfort rather than maximum security. The prison featured a kitchen, private bathroom, personal gym, disco, soccer field, bar, and even a waterfall. Escobar's personal quarters included a circular rotating bed, a 60-inch TV, and a bathroom with a jacuzzi. For his 42nd birthday, Escobar hired top chefs from Medellin and threw an extravagant party, complete with music, dancing, and even a wedding. However, Escobar's comfortable stay at La Catedral came to a sudden end when it was revealed that he had murdered 4 of his associates within the prison walls. Furious, the Colombian government decided to transfer him to a regular jail. But before they could, Escobar escaped through a secret route in the forest. Today, La Catedral has been repurposed as a monastery, run by a group of monks. While many remember it as Pablo's playground, the next prison on our list is a playground of a very different kind, one designed for kids. 3. Aran's prison in Spain. Many prisoners have kids, but once they're incarcerated, they're often separated from their children for years. Now imagine a prison where families aren't torn apart but given the chance to stay together. That's the concept behind Aranjuez Prison, the only prison in Spain with family cells. Aranjuez Prison was designed to allow parents to stay in jail with their young children. In cases where both parents are convicted, they can be sent to Aranjuez to live together with their child in a family cell. Children can remain in the prison until they turn 3, after which they're either placed with relatives or in social services, while the parents return to regular cells. At Aranjuez, kids attend nursery school, sleep in cribs, and play in a special kids area designed just for them. There's even a story of Carmen Garcia, a woman who met a fellow prisoner, got married, and had a child all while in Aranjuez. The couple, both serving sentences, were allowed to raise their child together in a family cell. The early years of a child's life are crucial, and Aranjuez Prison ensures that every child can experience the love of a parent, even if that parent is behind bars. 2. La Pota Prison in Bogotá, Colombia. Juan Carlos Martinez was once a powerful Colombian senator, but his world came crashing down in 2009 when he was convicted of drug trafficking and ties to rebel groups. As he stood trial, the Colombian TV network broadcasted the proceedings, and Martinez was sentenced to 7.5 years in La Picota prison. Colombians expected him to suffer for his crimes, but they were in for a surprise. Instead of facing hard labor, Juan Carlos Martinez lived in luxury behind bars. He was so comfortable that he even threw a lavish birthday party, which made headlines across Colombia. The 2-day affair featured 334 guests, including a salsa star, musicians, food, and alcohol, all smuggled into the prison for the occasion. Martinez didn't stop at just partying. He even expanded his luxury cell by breaking down the wall to the adjacent cell, creating his own mini paradise within the prison. When news of the extravagant party spread, it sparked public outrage. Colombians demanded that the government stop giving Martinez special treatment. In 2012, after mounting public pressure, Martinez was transferred out of La Picota to another prison where he wouldn't enjoy such luxury. Speaking of luxury, the next prison on our list is so elegant, it's not even called a prison, it's called a justice center. Let's take a look at this 5-star facility, complete with a spa for inmates. 1. Justice Center Leoben in Austria. Inmates at the Justice Center Leoben in Austria don't feel unfortunate to be in prison. In fact, they consider themselves quite lucky. This minimum security prison, located in Leoben, Austria, is for those who haven't committed violent crimes, and it's known as one of the best facilities a criminal can be sent to. The philosophy of the Justice Center is clear from 2 quotes displayed on its walls. All human beings are born free and equal in dignity and rights, and all persons deprived of their liberty shall be treated with humanity and respect for the inherent dignity of the human person. These quotes emphasize that prisoners are still human beings deserving of kindness and respect, and the Justice Center puts this belief into practice. Each inmate at the facility enjoys a cozy room equipped with a television, private bathroom, and kitchenette. To stay healthy, they have access to a state-of-the-art gym, and there's even a basketball court for those who want to shoot some hoops. While many people expect prisoners to suffer, that's not always the case, especially for the ultra-rich, who, with the right connections and influence, can enjoy a life of luxury even behind bars.